Ha! Yeah! Woo! Ah! Oh!
Over here, I could use your help. Fresh off the boat, eh? High Isle is a good place for an adventurer to earn some gold, provided you have the right connections. The name's Jakarn. My patron needs someone like you. An unknown, so to speak. It'd be worth your time to befriend her. Lady Arabelle DeVoe. Maybe you've heard of her. She's a famous investigator and author. Diplomat, too. Which is why she's here. She runs in circles way above my station. But I owe her a debt that I'm trying to pay. Maybe you can help me do that. A fair bit of gold, most likely. Lady Arabelle works for one of the richest nobles in all Tamriel, Lord Bacaro Valoris. He's sponsoring an important conference here on the island. But there's a problem. Trust me, the payday will be worth it. Lady Arabelle will appreciate an outsider's perspective. She's at the Gonfalon Bay docks with Lord Bacaro, if you want to introduce yourself. The problem I mentioned, it involves some missing ships. Anyway, tell her Jakarn sent you. I'm her favorite. Long story. It involves multiple maidens, a few princes, and one charming rogue who stole all their hearts. Then the authorities got involved. Fortunately, Lady Arabelle agreed to take responsibility for my good behavior. Now I owe her.
Well, I shouldn't just walk into someone's... Oh, good. A kind face. I have tried time and again to ask politely for my friend's safe return, but they rudely mock me in response. Would you help me retrieve Privet? They took her away into Breakwater Cave. Didn't even ask my permission. Oh, my Privet is without a doubt the most beautiful sheep on the island. Just ask anyone and they'll agree. A swell of Hadalids reside in this cave. They displayed such inner ugliness and took Privet. I just heard her cries from inside. Even if my privet was just your typical sheep, which she is not, that would not excuse the Hadalid's rude behavior. I need someone strong to support my negotiations for privet's return. How would you feel about joining me in exchange for coin? I knew you looked friendly. There goes a true friend to animals, I said. Now, with you to accompany me into the cave, our negotiations can begin. They may get rough, but I refuse to leave without my privet. I am so much more than a simple farmer. They only think of animals as a source of income, or even food. No, I am an animal steward. I serve each of the creatures under my care. Whatever their needs may be, I attend to them. Absolutely. In many ways, I take care of every creature on High Isle. Those that cannot speak for themselves, anyway. Many animals find their way to my home that deserve special attention. Privet was just such a sheep. I woke one morning and instantly knew someone needed my care. I leapt from bed and ran to my door. And just out front, there she was. Oh, Privet was quite the beauty. From the moment I laid eyes on her, I knew I had to serve her. I regret that I didn't introduce myself when they arrived. Such a simple gesture from me could have prevented this crime. Hadalids aren't soft like sheep. They're covered in hard shells with nasty spikes, like overgrown mud crabs. Oh, and the smell. Like rotten meat floating in dirty seawater. They usually live far below the water, so I shouldn't judge. Maybe my scent of fine lanolin and fresh hay offends them. Oh, listen to me gossiping like a child. This happens when I get emotional. Sadly, no. That's the sort of thing I'd learn in a friendly conversation. I've heard rumors about Hadalid attacks on other islands around here. In the past, I assumed that was just bigotry. Now, I'm not so sure. Of course you do. I could go on for an eternity about her. I already mentioned her beauty, but she's also so considerate. One time, I caught her chewing on a shirt. I felt very cross until I realized she'd done me a favor. It was my old, worn gardening shirt. I like to give used cloth to the seamstress in town. She makes patches, but she's old and it hurts her to cut cloth, so I cut it before donating. Privet saved me the trouble. She's great. It's much darker and damper than I expected. I'm not sure I'd choose such a place to live, but who am I to judge? The Hadelet culture probably has different values. Somewhere in... A skeleton! Not Privets, thankfully. I hope this poor soul didn't die alone. Oh no, Privet! Wait, these aren't sheep bones. Maybe a horse? Oh, poor thing. Privet's sash. I gave this to her as a present. Finding Privet's sash worries me. She'd never take that off. Unless she left it as a clue. She wants me to know she's here. The bones we found looked gnawed on, but none of them were sheep bones. So I feel confident Privet's still alive. What a horrible notion. You don't think they'd plan to eat poor Privet? How could anyone look into those sweet eyes and consider such a deed? Privet isn't food. She's a friend. But I must agree, very nasty behavior from my new neighbors. We know Privet came through here because we found her sash. But since we didn't see any sheep bones, they must have moved her. Let's search the caves over to the west. I know it's rude to rummage around someone's home, but they started it. From the archipelago to the mainland, everything is war and fighting. But it doesn't have to be that way. I try to assume people have good intentions, and usually they do. Maybe this is all a misunderstanding. Of course you do. I could go on for an eternity about her. I already mentioned her beauty. But she's also so considerate. One time, I caught her chewing on a shirt. I felt very cross until I realized she'd done me. Look, a trail of bones. Oh, still not Privet's. A good sign. Look at that natural bridge ahead. I bet the view is delightful. think I hear her breathing. We must be close. Oh no, Privet! How could they put my beautiful friend in a cage? We absolutely must free her. Sweet Privet, reunited at last! A cave exit is nearby. Come, Privet, let's get out of here. Oh, my dear Privet, I don't know how I could live without you. I must say, and I don't usually speak ill of anyone except goats, but those Hadalids were awful. Didn't even bother to explain themselves. I'm thankful you came along to help. And Privet tells me she appreciates you as well. No, thankfully. Her wool is damp and dirty, which I find offensive, but she's safe. I'll clean her right up in no time. Please, take this as a thank you from the both of us. I'm glad that not everyone is as rude as those Hadalids. High Isle feels so peaceful most of the time. That's why I like it here, a respite from all the chaos of the mainland. But recently there are Hadalids and rogue knights roaming the roads. And adventurers like you. Too much excitement for me. First thing, Privet needs a bath. She seems a little sad at the moment, but a long soak should fix that. Then I'll make us a meal. Ah, the simple pleasures. I just want her to feel safe again. You were quite stern with them. Maybe the Hadalids caught the message not to bother their neighbors. If I see them lurking around again, I will just tell them they're not welcome. I can be quite stern as well when I need to be. They fell for her charms, obviously. Who wouldn't want my sweet Privet living with them? She brightens every room, even a moldy cave. Maybe those Hadalids never intended to eat her. Yes, that must be it. She was never in danger.
I've had plenty of work since I took over from the last smith. His steel failed him on the day he found himself surrounded by bloodthirsty pirates. Now he feeds the slaughterfish. Ha! Got you, didn't I? Look at these ramparts. No pirate ships ventured within sight of the Gonfalon Colossus in 20 years or more. And if any pirate did set foot on High Isle, there are at least 3 knightly orders ready to thrash 'em.
My dockhands are watching for your cargo, Lady Arabelle. They know it's precious.
There was a storm off the coast. Perhaps it delayed the ships.
Forgive me if I do the job you hired me for, Lord Baccaro. You there. Might we speak? I have a keen eye for talent, my dear, and you're practically oozing it from your pores. I am Lady Arabelle DeVoe. If you're looking for gainful employment, I have a proposition for you that pays exceedingly well. Care to hear more? Oh, nothing tawdry, my dear. We'll be too busy for romantic shenanigans before long, I expect. Some precious cargo was supposed to sail in on the morning tide, but it never arrived. I need someone not known around the island to be my eyes and ears. While tales of my exploits credit me with all sorts of talents, I can't be in more than one place at a time. I could use a fresh face to mingle with the locals, determine if anyone knows anything about my 3 missing ships and their cargo. Lord Baccaro's conference can't proceed without that cargo. Here's what I need you to do. Check the inn, the lighthouse, and the Lockabane shallows. See if anyone knows or saw anything. Then meet me outside the north gate to compare notes. Certainly. Since you're new to High Isle, I understand you may not be as familiar with the local area as I am. What do you wish to know? Gonfalon Head Lighthouse, blessed by Kinnereth herself, stands atop the hill just west of town. It offers an excellent vantage from which to watch the nearby waters. Perhaps the lighthouse keeper saw something that will help. Possibly. When ships fail to make port, it's only natural to wonder if they were damaged or blown off course by a storm. The lighthouse keeper has a perfect view of the approach to Gonfalon Bay. If my ships were out there, she might have seen them. The currents of Lockabane are strong. Flotsam from the open sea often washes up along the shores of the waterway. Some of High Isle's poorer folk comb the beach looking for salvage. Let's hope they haven't found any today. The ancient Anchor Inn sits just up the street near the city gate. It's one of the more popular places on the island. In my experience, inns are an excellent location to pick up rumors. Wherever you think is best, my dear, but do get started soon. My intuition tells me that some sort of mischief is afoot, and my intuition is rarely wrong. The gentleman beside me, Lord Baccaro Valoris, leads the Society of the Steadfast. They're a philanthropic fellowship that provides aid to people who have suffered in the Three Banners War. The Society is sponsoring a conference here on the island. That's a well-guarded secret, my dear. Perhaps after you've proven yourself, I can bring you in on the details. For the moment, knowing any more won't help us find out what happened to my missing ships. That's not an option I care to contemplate, not while there's still a chance to find them. Forgive me for being evasive, but it's a rather sensitive topic to discuss in public. We've already faced adversity, and the conference has yet to begin. Me? Oh, I'm no one special, my dear. I've been an adventurer, a Lion Guard officer, a spy, a diplomat. People claim the Investigator Vale stories are about me, or that I wrote them. Ridiculous. I'm retired now, but I still dabble from time to time. Oh, pish-posh. Do these look like the ink-stained fingers of a writer of overly imaginative and lurid tales to you? I'm rather fond of the bawdy investigator and her adventures, though. They remind me of my younger days. I'm overseeing security for the conference. A few months ago, Lord Baccaro approached me, explained his grand plans, and lured me out of retirement, you might say. My charming personality. When I was an agent for High King Emmerich, I traveled widely and met many dignitaries, including Lord Baccaro. He asked me to make sure everything went smoothly for his conference. So far, it's been anything but.
Ah, a visitor. Or another one of Lady Arabelle's associates. Either way, welcome to our island. Bacaro Valoris, founder of the Society of the Steadfast, at your service. I hope you find your visit to High Isle restful and profitable. Yes, a sudden squall of unusual intensity. It died out just as quickly as it arose. I noticed it off to the northeast. Dark clouds filled that part of the horizon. Perhaps our ships were delayed by the shifting winds, or decided to wait out the storm. I'm afraid that's privileged information. Suffice it to say, the cargo coming in on those ships is vital to the conference the Society of the Steadfast is sponsoring. Of course I do, but I learned long ago to have patience when it comes to such matters. Not every setback is a conspiracy, and not every delay is the act of a Daedric cult. Though, if you do learn anything of imminent concern, please let us know. I'm a philanthropist. I started the Society of the Steadfast to give relief to those caught up in the suffering caused by the Three Banners War. We establish healing tents for the wounded, distribute food and water, and provide whatever aid we can. As Lady Arabelle said, that's not something we're ready to talk about. Not until the cargo from the missing ships is secured. After that, I'll answer any questions you have. I'll even proclaim the purpose of the conference from the town square. High Isle is the primary island in the Sisters Archipelago. Technically, we're a Breton holding, but we try to behave as a neutral port. People from all over Tamriel come to experience the natural beauty of the island. Well, nobles mostly. Parts of it. But we have a rich history, and the same sorts of dangers you'd experience on the mainland. Bandits, pirates, wild beasts. And you might want to avoid our sister island, Amanos. It's a harsh jungle that has long served as a prison. Mostly political prisoners from the Empire at first. Later, rival nobles, pirates, murderers. The worst of the worst. Today it also includes war criminals and certain prisoners of war. Amanos Station is friendly enough, but the jungle is deadly.
I'm a dockmaster, not a bloody mage. What does the lady expect me to do if her ships never made it to the docks in the first place? Should I be? Lady Arabelle suspects some sort of foul play, but not on my docks. Not a chance. Gonfalon Bay is safe. Everyone knows that. Trouble comes from the mainland, not from here. Of course, the waters to the northeast can be treacherous. The closer you get to Amanos, the more unpredictable the currents become. And storms constantly barrage the coast, not to mention sea elf pirates. A good captain knows these things. None of that would keep Lady Arabelle's ships from reaching port. Like I said, storms close to Amanos aren't that unusual. I doubt the ships we're waiting for would have sailed that far north. Just in case, I sent people to look for signs of wreckage in the shallows. I really don't expect them to find any, though.
buddies. Hello there. I am Rigard, sometimes called the Brash, and I am large delegate for the Ebonheart Pact Cultural Exchange. Or I would be if I had my scepter. That is what King Yoren told me. He said, Rigard, go to High Isle and be Ebonheart Pact Cultural Ambassador. And be large, delegate and large. That is me. But I lost my scepter of office. I had it with me last night, but now I can't find it. Yes, I went out with delegates Tanilin and Olganash last night. We ate and drank like kings. I don't remember all that happened, but I spent most of my gold. And I lost my official scepter. Will you help me look for it? I can pay you a little. I've been thinking very hard, and it hurt. We should begin at the Ancient Anchor. That is where I went last night with the other diplomats. The innkeeper was angry with me this morning, but she might talk to you. Meet you there. They are delegates too. Tanilin is very important elf from Aldmere Dominion, and Olganash is noble orc from Daggerfall Covenant, who brings culture wherever he goes. I don't remember what we talked about. It must have been another diplomatic success. Must think again. No. We parted ways with great enthusiasm in street, just outside Ancient Anchor. I went back inside, and I had it with me then. I need my scepter of office. I can't lose another one, or they'll dock my pay. Rigard leads glorious expedition of Nord Cultural Exchange. I travel to many lands to explain excellence of Nord culture with great forcefulness. Yes. One day, Rigard was drinking in the Skald King's Hall and loudly explaining all the good things people don't know about Nords. King Yoren said he knew that already, and I should go tell somebody else. So, I did!
I hear these
You
knights are
again.
robbing people and
You
looting
haven't
caravans.
paid your bill.
Someone
or did
ought
you
to
forget
do
that
something.
too?
See? I was here, and she remembers me. I must have committed great diplomacy last night. Ask her about my scepter, friend.
I'm sorry about that little scene. Some people are unbelievable. Welcome to the Ancient Anchor. What can I... Oh, you're with this Nord? I'm not all that worried about what he left here. I'm worried about what he took. A night's worth of food, drink, and entertainment, all without paying. He and his friends skipped out on their bill. Like I said, they ate and drank all night in a private room. When I noticed it was too quiet, I looked in and they were all gone. Someone's gotta settle up. Your friend left his scepter? It'll do as collateral until I get paid.
You found a scepter. That is good. And I remember now. I wanted to pay the bill to impress the other delegates, but now I don't have the coin to do that again. We have to get them to pay their shares. I can't lose another scepter. Let me see. Tanilin didn't seem to be having fun, so I bought her a special drink. And then Olganash wanted dessert. I asked the man in the back for something sweet so my friends could have a good time. We headed back to our own lodgings after that. Oh yes, I am good diplomat, so I thought she would like something to remind her of home. After that, Tanilin kept asking for more drinks. We all laughed and had fun. We said goodnight just outside. She got in her carriage and drove off for home. We might have been arguing about where to get the best cake in Hrothgar. That made us want cake. But the man in the back room said he did not have cake. So I asked him to give me whatever he had for Olgonash. I think Tanilin is staying at Steadfast Manor, a little way outside of town. She likes Lord Bakaro's gardens. Olgonash rented a small house in Gonfalon Bay near the West Gate. Here, I'll be right behind you. Win my...
Can you help me? There's been a terrible mistake. I'm with the Daggerfall Covenant diplomatic mission. But this guard doesn't believe me. I'm not what he thinks I am. Rigard, he got me into this mess. Last night after dinner, we were talking about our favorite places in Hrothgar. He disappeared into the back and returned with a bag. He said something about getting a dessert for me. I left. On my way home, this guard stopped me. I told him what I thought about that, so he frisked me. It turns out the bag was filled with skooma. I didn't know, I swear. Can you talk to Sergeant Dupertus? I've got diplomatic immunity.
You'd better talk to the guard. Olgonash won't be able to pay his share of the tab if he's in prison.
I'm sure Olgonash spun you a sad tale. Criminals will say just about anything to avoid going to prison. He even told me he was a diplomat. Hope he's got a better story for the city magistrate. If I had a gold coin for every criminal who tells me he's got friends in high places, I'd be a wealthy man. Word of warning, Mainlander. Make false statements to an officer of the law, and you'll be in front of the magistrate too. I'll free Olgonash if we catch the criminal who refined the moon sugar. There's a smuggler named Burjack Catalan who hangs around the Ancient Anchor. We're sure he deals in skooma, but we haven't been able to prove it. He's the criminal I really want. Follow Burjack Catalan and find where he keeps his contraband. I'll need you to bring me proof he's got skooma. We've tried to arrest him before, only to come up empty-handed. I saw Burjack in Gonfalon Square earlier. If you're in, start there.
You are very clever, friend. Just find Burjack Catalan's ill-gotten booty, and I'll get my scepter back. It's simple.
Let the one who stole my steel pay the blood price.
What a night. Time for a little nightcap. And then, what are you up to? Be about your business, and leave me alone. leave me be. I'm minding my own business. Maybe you should too. That bumpkin gave me 3 times what I asked for the skooma. Paid for the best night I've had in years.
What is it?
Ah, you are back.
Did you find
You have
Berjac
this-
Catalan? More importantly, did you bring back any proof that he's dealing in skooma? Someone has to go to prison today. I'd rather take him than your friend here. I knew it! Thank you, Mainlander. We've been trying for months to catch Berjac Catalan with incriminating evidence, but he can smell a guard from a block away. He hides it all before we get anywhere near him. I'm true to my word. I'm after the smuggler who's bringing skooma into my town. Not some drunken fool who ends up with a vial in his pocket. But tell your friend if I see him anywhere near Moon Sugar again, I'll arrest him on the spot.
Excellent. Ulganash has paid his debt to society. Another diplomatic triumph.
That's better. I can't thank you enough. Without your help, I'd still be under arrest. Now, what's all this about Rigert and his missing scepter? No one paid the innkeeper? I don't understand. We ate and drank quite a lot last night, but Rigert said he'd taken care of it. I would never skip out on a bill. We have to make this right. What do you need me to do? Gladly. I'll head back to my rooms and clean myself up. As soon as I can feel my fingers again, I'll meet you back at the inn with a coin for my share. It's the least I can do.
Excellent. Good thing we came along when we did. I can't imagine how he got himself into this situation.
Busy. Very busy.
Can you imagine a more beautiful place to serve during this war? I wish I had more time to enjoy the view, but the patients keep me so very busy.
What do you want?
Oh, she must have taken ill after dinner last night. Is that a note by the bed? Look for a mammoth ear plant in the woods near the manor. We need to wake her up. Crush the leaf and give her the juice. If she wakes up, we can tell her. It worked! She's awake! I was a little worried that she might be dead.
Surely death would be more preferable to this. Still, I thank you for waking me. I was having the most horrific dreams. Who are you again? In the spirit of cultural bridge building, I joined Olga Nash and Riggett for dinner. A routine exchange, but Riggett ordered food and drinks all night long. Why? What's going on? Oh, I'm afraid I have no idea if I paid or not. I don't even remember leaving the inn. It's entirely possible that I forgot to contribute toward the bill in my condition. What in the world did I have to drink? Oh my goodness, that's disgusting. No wonder I got sick. I promise I'll return to the inn and settle up soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, all of a sudden...
A diplomatic success. Now, let us return to the inn and settle this bill.
You there! Can we speak for a moment?
You seem healthy, or at least healthier than most of the manor's patients. Maybe you could help us out. The patients here have fallen prey to a strange malady. None of the menders recognize it, and they can't find the cause. Steadfast Manor, the ancestral home of Lord Baccaro Valoris. Once war broke out, he turned it into a place of healing for the wounded. Soldiers of every faction stay here as they heal from their injuries, but this malady threatens their recovery. The menders are busy tending to the afflicted. That's where you come in. If you find the cause, then they might better understand how to deal with it. I'll reward you for the effort. What we're doing here in Steadfast Manor is important. I'd suggest you talk to some patients who are feeling its effects. Try Arabil Vools by the fountain, or Malagi. He likes to watch the sea. Oh, and speak with Mender Talil, too. She's inside. I'll be waiting upstairs when you're done. I can give a first-hand report. The first symptom is the nightmares. I'm familiar with dreams of war, but these were somehow more horrible. I remember eyes around me, peering from darkness, and screaming. Constant screaming. Other patients have fevers and fits of shaking. Some become confused, believing themselves back on the battlefield. I had to subdue a Dark Elf who turned on a mender. Seeing the others like that, I hope that's not where I'm headed. Fortunately, no. I'm lucky, though I dread the day when it comes for me. The malady doesn't seem to strike the same way twice. That's one of the factors that has confused the healers here. Like the others, I fought for my king, until I caught a spear in the gut. I laid in the mud for hours before an orc shaman found me. She dragged me back to camp. I ended up in a Breton infirmary. That's when I got the offer. A representative of the society came to my bedside. Told me about a noble plan to foster peace in Tamriel. She described how I'd recover alongside my enemies. I thought it sounded overly optimistic, but who turns down a stay by the ocean? Oh, I dream of peace, friend. I've seen too many friends killed, and too much blood spilled to wish otherwise. But I also know that the powerful crave more power, and they don't seem to do much of the fighting or bleeding for it. The manor belongs to Lord Baccaro Valoris. He formed the Society of the Steadfast to work for an end to the Three Banners War. The Society brings wounded soldiers from all sides here to recover. They hope we'll find common ground with our enemies. I guess I'm the guard. Usually the patients mind their manners, or they're in too much pain to cause trouble. But we're all soldiers. When fights break out, I settle them, which means the other patients don't really open up to me. I fought for the Daggerfall Covenant. Even before the war, I marched under its banner. Now here I am, guarding this hospice as an unknown malady torments the minds of their fellows. I guess their suspicions are only natural.
I've little time for talk.
Right, that's settled. I hope you all
I hear
learned your
these
lesson.
knights are robbing
Don't pay
people
the
and
bill to
looting
shady
caravans.
characters in a back
Someone
room.
ought to do something.
We are in agreement.
I admit it. I didn't expect to see you again. But your three friends finally came back to pay their bill. They even added a little extra for all the trouble. Unlike some people in this room, I remember to pay my debts when they're due. These three ninnies came back and paid what they owed. So here's the scepter. You should tell your friends to use more common sense in the future. Your friend Rigard happened. First, he bought the High Elf Rotmeth, thinking it was a taste of home for her. After that, he tried to get a sugary dessert for the orc and mistook a skooma dealer in the back room for one of my staff. The skooma dealer gave Rigard something for his friend the orc, all right. Rigard decided that settled the bill. He came back and told the others he'd taken care of it. They were both far too drunk to sort it out. Ninnies, all of them.
My bestest friend. Thanks to your help, I can commit diplomacy again. Everyone here will know that they have been diplomatized by Rigord the Brush. But I still have no idea how things got so out of hand. Diplomacy is hard work. I bought special drinks for Tanilin, but they made her sick. I ordered dessert for Olganash and tried to pay for dinner. Olganash got arrested, and the innkeeper kept my scepter. Now, I don't know what high elves like to drink, and I'm not sure why that man gave me a bag of skooma when I wanted something for my friend Olganash. I only wanted him to have good time. I am stumbled. Did Mariset Lemater have my scepter of office? Thank you, friend. I am official large delegate again. Just think of the great diplomatic triumphs that are sure to come because you helped me. I do not have much gold left in purse, but what I have is yours. Another diplomatic success. Thank you, friends, for an unforgettable night.
It was certainly a, well, unique experience.
Agreed. It was unique. Let's all agree to never speak of it again.
Sickness came unto us across the Grecian sea. The good folk shook the bad folks side and told this tale to me. Dead, dead, so many dead, from Daggerfall to doom.
They are traitors to the memory of Admiros.
Malaka, pour your strength into the blade I forge.
Have you seen the note? If you seek companions for your adventuring, look no further. This one... Ah, of course. These listings are where other adventurers, much like yourself, can declare their interest. Those of a similar proclivity can join up together. Have you had the chance to review the guild listings, friend? Wonderful! This one hopes you found something that interests you. Too often, this harsh world becomes isolating. Finding companions can make... This one is quite pleased.
I was told they weren't taking new patients, not until they figured out what's going on. Still, welcome to Steadfast Manor. I'd offer a tour, but I don't quite feel up to it. Haven't slept in days. I can barely stand up straight. Affliction? A good word for it. I can feel it wearing away at my mind. After days without sleep, my thoughts are cloudy. I'm a shell of myself. Menda Roslyn's tonics help some. She knows what she's doing. Unlike some here. Master Healer Verilane only manages the symptoms. He sedates us or just offers comforting words, but he won't seek out the root cause. Roslyn studied this affliction. She believes it's a curse of the humors, but she needs more research.
I thought Master Healer Verilane was clear to Armin. No outsider should come on these grounds. Certainly not inside the manor. You see this man? We don't know what's caused his condition, but it seems all our patients share this affliction. Interesting. Well, he's a good man. If he thinks you can help, then you can stay. But if you start hearing voices or seeing strange things, tell me straight away. A shame that Menda Roslyn's not here to speak with you. We truly need her. I'm afraid not, and that worries me. You see, Rosalind isn't one to abandon her duties, and some patients have vanished as well. Just gone from their beds when we check on them. I shouldn't talk about this. People are upset already.
Such a calming vista, yes? The sound of waves lapping at the shore always used to bring Milagi peace. But now, Milagi feels like he may jump out of his fur. Fear ripples through Milagi as if he faces battle again. This one believes so. Milagi was beginning to feel strong. He planned to return to his family in Riemann. Then, at dinner one evening, Milagi could not catch his breath. His heart pounded, his vision darkened. Only Mender Roslin could calm him. Mender Roslin is a master of alchemical remedies. She mixed a powder into Milagi's tea that calmed the storm. Yesterday, Roslin told this one she might have a cure for his sickness, a new potion that looked promising. But she has disappeared.
Well?
But we might find something in there we can use.
You've made your thoughts clear. No one enters the dispensary. The Society of the...
Maybe you heard. My talk with Master Healer Viralane was unproductive. He always sticks to procedure. No sense of urgency with that one. Well, how did you fare? Learn anything from the patients? Everyone respects Mender Roslin. She's got a rare combination of kindness and skill. And between you and me, she plays a strong game of cards. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen her in a while. Where could she be? Strange that this affliction shows up at the same time people start disappearing. I don't believe in coincidences. Why didn't Viralane tell me about this? Sure, I'm not a member of the Society, but still. Anything else? Then we need to get into the dispensary. That's where Rosalind worked. Viralane has a key, and so does Mender Aldvar. Get the dispensary key from one of them, and go take a look around. I'll keep watch while you're inside. Try flattery, if you're good with words. If you can impress him with some alchemy, he might trust you. Or maybe mention you're searching for Mender Roslin. Those two are close. Nothing untoward, I don't think. But they've worked together a long time. Roslin told me once that Viralane personally chose her to join the Society of the Steadfast. He respects alchemists, and there are few better than Mender Roslin. Well, I've never seen a lazier Mender. I bet you can find him asleep on the docks. Now, I'd never suggest you steal the key from his pack, but if it fell out and you picked it up... Yeah, and I have no idea why. Aldvar doesn't offer much to her. No real strength in herbalism or alchemy that I've seen. I might be too hard on him. He does get along well with all the patients. Perhaps Roslin has a soft spot for the mediocre. sorry, Mender. It's closed for cleaning. Don't worry, I'll let you know when it's open again. Shouldn't be long. Hey, you almost done in there? I can't keep this up forever. Ah, there you are. Find anything? I can't believe that Mender fell for the old closed for cleaning line. Well, did you find anything? Can I see it? This is Rosalind's, all right. An illness related to vampirism? I might not have any more book learning than you need to swing a sword, but I think I would have noticed a vampire hanging around. What's going on here? I can see that. And look, here's something about harpy feathers. If Rosalind went looking for harpy nests, maybe we should too. She says the nests are nearby. Shouldn't be hard to find. Beware of the harpies. They can be vicious. I'd go with you, but I don't dare leave the patients alone with the Menders, or with each other. Not if they're fighting off some kind of vampire sickness.
Feast on your flesh. Your blood smells sweet. I think I'll have a taste.
Hello? Please help me!
You're not Verlaine. My name is Seraphine. I am what you see, although I long to be free of this curse. What are you doing in this awful place? Roslyn? She tried to free me, but Verlaine returned and overpowered her. This is his laboratory. He experiments on me, hoping he can use my blood to heal the wounded. It's madness. I'm afraid he drugged Roslyn with my blood. My blood, my strain of this curse, induces deep dreaming. When I bite someone, they later fall into a deep sleep with horrific nightmares. A concentrated dose of my blood has the same effect immediately. I hate what my hunger does. She sleeps in the next chamber, but soon she'll awake with my curse. There's a vial of my blood in the laboratory across the hall. We can use it to create an antidote. Release me, please? Thank you. I need a moment to recover my strength. Verlaine's notes are in the laboratory if you need help with the antidote. I'll meet you at Roslyn's side. I haven't fed in a long time, and I shouldn't be alone with her.
Oh, my head. Who are you? Who are you, stranger? And where am I? What's happened? Verlaine? Surely you're joking. Why would... Wait, it's coming back to me. I was looking for harpy feathers in the forest, but a blood fiend attacked me. I fled into this cave and I found Seraphine here in a cage, but then... Oh, my head. That's horrible. No wonder I noticed traces of vampirism. Yes, vampire blood can speed recovery, but it's very risky. I know Verlaine thought our methods were slow, but still. We must confront him. Together, if Seraphine's willing. Oh, thank you. My mind is a little foggy yet. We should head back immediately. I have to check on my patients, and perhaps add Seraphine to them. I think I can cure her if that's what...
I'm so glad it worked. Is she going to be all right? At least I finally did something good with this curse of mine. I hope she takes down that monster Verlaine and makes him pay for all this. Oh, I'm so angry I could rip his throat out. No. That's my curse, not me. I need to end this somehow. Of course I'll help. Anything to bring that monster down. Even if it means allowing others to see what I am. All right, I'll make my way there. Sometimes Verlaine said that the mere sight of my eyes unnerved him. Well, he's seen them. Rosalind, right? I am so sorry about this. If I hadn't been so weak, I would have...
Everything's going to be fine. Come to the middle. Perhaps I can help you.
I had to do it, Rosalind. It was the only way to guarantee their recovery.
You were poisoning them, Alexis. Look around you.
Oh, I suppose you're here to fling more baseless accusations at me, too. Who are you to speak against me? What do you know of the work I do here? Such smugness. You may get rid of me, but doing so will spell doom for dozens of those poor souls out there. My methods were unconventional, yes, but they would have worked. The regrettable means to a greater end. The vampire will live forever, but those people outside won't. If one suffers so that many more can go on to lead full lives, what of it? I could have saved hundreds, no, thousands more. In time, I would have perfected it. In time, it would have been safe. Sometimes we have to make hard choices. How can you not understand that? I'm done talking. Do what you will with me, but I'll be proven right. You'll see.
Unbelievable. I guessed it was something like that, but still. Let's talk, adventurer. So let me make sure I've got this right. Verlaine's been dosing our patients with vampire blood as some sort of medical experiment? And he was ready to kill Rosalind to cover it up? You've got proof, right? Nightmares, abductions, mad experiments. Verlaine has much to answer for. Thank you, adventurer. We're doing good work here, and because of you, we can start again and do it right. The Society of the Steadfast is in your debt. Thanks to you, I think these soldiers may actually see their families again. And maybe they'll take the lessons of this manor and do their part in bringing the war to an end one day. My work here is just beginning. My body's been healed for some time now, I guess. But now I think something in my spirit needed to be here too, helping others. Is it strange to say I don't really want to leave? Alexis Verlaine, I swear by the Society of the Steadfast, you will answer for your crimes.
The Steadfast. I thought you were willing to do what it took to end this war. Clearly, I was wrong.
Ah, my butterfly found me a strong helper. If you're out here chasing butterflies, perhaps you have time to assist the druids of the Stone Lore Circle with a matter of great importance. I'm not as young as I used to be and could use your help. The volcano stirs, as if encouraged by an outside force. More importantly, the local volcanic vents, which normally lie dormant, are suddenly teeming with activity. I fear if I don't discover the cause, the destruction will be unimaginable. I need your help investigating the vents. I must commune with the spirits at each site to determine the best course of action. But catching those buggers requires someone spry, and the ritual is easier with 2 people. I'll pay if you'll help. The creatures you catch at each vent will be my conduit to their nature spirits. Then I'll need your help to perform the ritual. Now, let's hurry. Time is short, and we don't want to try and dance with lava. I said, as if encouraged by an outside force. It could be nothing more than the ramblings of an old druid. I just know that this activity is strange, but much of nature is thanks to Ifra and his earth bones. I am. The 2 of us would not be having such a friendly conversation were I part of the Eldertide Circle. Lucky you. Can't say much about the Fire Song Circle, however, and I don't care to. Easily. I may be old, but I'm still a druid. I am an arbiter of Ifra's will, and therefore my magic helps me take care of and communicate with nature. I can make flowers grow beneath your feet if I wish, and I can summon spirits. Catching the creatures requires a swift hand, but I also need a bit of your own energy to do the ritual. Once you catch something, you'll need to release it toward me so I can draw on both your power and the creatures to communicate with the spirit. Grab that little one there. That'll do. Excellent work. Now, to perform the ritual, stand over there, concentrate. Butterfly spirits are notoriously difficult to understand. That was somewhat enlightening. Insect nature spirits are a peculiar kind. They always communicate so quickly, it's near impossible to parse. It's hard to put into words. Butterflies are fickle creatures, naturally, and even more so when distressed. But it at least communicated to me that the disturbance in the natural order happened quite recently. Curious. there's a quick critter now. Catch it, would you? That dragonfly right there should do the trick. Quickly, capture. All right, now just stand over there, concentrate, and release the dragonflies are such poets. The spirit mentioned a concerning piece of information. But a piece. Yes, though neither the spirit nor I are able to determine the source. But abundant magicka in any place that it doesn't belong is a problem. Another part of the puzzle. That's a fine specimen there. Grab him. Let's speak. Well, that was enlightening. I thank you for your help. You're quick on your feet. I remember when I could snatch an errant bug from the very sky. Oh, those were the days. Oh, my mind wanders. Let us focus on the task at hand. In a sense, natural spirits do not always communicate in ways that are clear, even to druids. We are but observers of Ifra's will. Still, based on what I've learned, I've developed a theory. One that confuses me greatly. The spirits noticed an abundance of magic, both at the vents and within the volcano itself. My people are the only ones who can claim power over volcanic forces. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone want to usher a volcano along? Not forever. But now that I know the nature of the activity, I can conduct a ritual to calm the vents. That way they won't be a danger. At least not for a while. But to do so, I need your young legs again. How do you feel about torch bugs? The ritual requires an attuned torch bug. I always carry a few on my person. Here, take him. Gently. I'll need you to toss the bright-bummed lad into the largest volcanic vent. It's just to the north. Don't worry, no harm will come to the torch bug. Quickly, this way! We're too late! I'll try to contain it! Those monsters reach the fissure! They'll overload it! Let's get somewhere a bit safer. Well, that was invigorating. Thank you for your help. I wouldn't have been able to handle all of those creatures on my own. You are a marvel across the battlefield. You say it was. The volcanic vents have been contained, at least for now. The danger is past. The underlying mystery persists, however. Who would use magic to awaken the volcano, and why? I must ponder this. Here, your reward. I appreciate your help. You have my gratitude. Without your help, I would never have discovered how to quell the volcanic vents. Perhaps in time I will puzzle out how exactly they became active again in the first place. But for now, I am content to merely... I intend to determine the cause of this new volcanic activity to the best of my ability. Thanks to you, I am no longer in danger of drowning in a molten wave of Ifra's wrath. Now, I can take my time with my investigation. Were it not for the excess of magic, I would think it nothing more than an example of Ifra's uncompromising and intractable will. But there is more to this. Dread brews in my stomach like a terrible storm. Or perhaps that's just gas. Who can say?
Don't get any of them on me! You saved me. Those crabs were going to touch my legs with their disgusting shells. Not another one! No! Not another crab!
House du Fort seeks able...
Seeking a commission with the Honorable House du Fort? We need able hands to rid the Sisters of a menace we've endured for too long. We are prosecuting a war against the Dreadsail pirate fleet, and the Admiral ordered me to gather as many capable fighters as I can muster for a landing party. Need about a dozen, all told. You can use the dinghy there to ferry your party to the flotilla's flagship, the Loft Empyrean. Report to Purser Ashcroft, and she'll see that you're accounted for. Just that it's incredibly dangerous. The Dreadsails are some of the nastiest pirates we've ever seen, and their pillaging has gotten out of control in recent months. And it's no wonder the Admiral is out for blood.
Attention, Marine. Let me have a look at you, Marine. Yes, you'll make a fine addition to the assault force. We only have time to land a few of you, so every fighter we send has to count for 10. The death or capture of Talaria, the fleet queen of the Dreadsail pirates. She's the linchpin holding those bloodthirsty sea elves together, and the greatest obstacle standing between our navy and the elimination of these pirates. Once the Dufort flotilla has engaged the Dreadsail fleet, this vessel will take you within striking distance of their island base. Make landfall, find Talaria, and subdue her before she can bring her magic to bear on our ships. We'll be engaging the enemy momentarily. Prepare as you need and get on deck. This ship will be a sitting duck until you're underway, so make it quick. She's the scourge of the Sisters Archipelago, one of the Sea Elves' most powerful conjurers, a sea mage. Her storms have sunk many a warship in pursuit of her fleet, but we hope cornering her on land may tip the scales in our favor. I've had the misfortune of clashing with her fleet on many occasions. We've lost more ships to her waves and gales than to honest warfare. The only way this attack stands any chance of success is if you stop her. We've only spied it from afar. It's a craggy rock full of tunnels that these wharf rats have turned into a warren. We'll get you as close as we can, but the shallows are full of jagged rocks and coral waiting to take a bite of our hull. Our flotilla will do its best to draw the Sea Elves' attention, but you should expect scores of pirates to stand between you and the Fleet Queen. They'll also have trained sea beasts at their beck and call. Victory will be hard won. They've been a nuisance for years, but the losses suffered going after them always outweighed the benefits of victory. That changed in recent months. The Dreadsails have been striking waterways all over the Sisters in small, well-coordinated groups. Aye. Talaria has split her fleet into small attack groups to hit as many shipping lanes as she can. We've tried to catch them out in smaller numbers, but their groups maneuver in perfect concert with each other.
Deadsail Reef is just a short swim off the starboard side, through the mist. Good hunting, Marines.
Reporting in? Not a moment too soon. I've got you marked down. Make sure your compatriots are all here as well. Timing will be everything if this mission is... Arrival confirmed. I'll make certain your pay is waiting for you when you return. One less worry to have on your mind before a large-scale battle. Are you ready to get started? Good, good. Admiral Galvandir will brief you on your mission himself. It is of the highest importance. There's a lot of logistics involved in a naval battle, especially while launching a beach assault. I don't think you'll be able to offer any insight worth my time at the moment. Dreadsail Reef. The Dreadsail pirate fleet's island hideaway. It's small, but the shallows are treacherous to navigate, even without their sea mages meddling with the wind and tide. Oh, if you've never had the misfortune of crossing a Maomer sea mage, you're in for an unpleasant surprise. I hear the Dreadsail leader is an especially powerful one. I've heard she's sunk countless ships with her storms.
What do you want?
Oh, a traveler. I thought those vile knights had returned. Forgive me, I must continue praying for the return of our idol. Without it, this tower's light will remain dark. This lighthouse is special. It's blessed by Kinnereth, the god of winds and sea. No fire serves as a beacon for nearby ships, but the divine light of Kinnereth herself. But without the sacred idol, the light cannot shine. Alas, the idol was stolen. Knights in unmarked livery broke in and stole the Kinnereth idol. I watched the scoundrels flee to the west with the sacred edifice. Perhaps, dare I ask, would you be willing to recover the idol for the lighthouse so I may restore the beacon?
They may wear the garb of knights, but the ruffians who assaulted me carry themselves like robbers and outlaws. Whoever they are, they're dangerous. Be wary of them, and may the wind guide you. Bless you, traveler. Please understand, to my order, this is more than just a lighthouse. This beacon spreads Kinnereth's blessing across both land and sea, but only with the idol in place, so it must be returned. It is marvelous, is it not? This is actually the second beacon to stand atop Gonfalon Head. It dates back to the early 1st century. When I assumed my duties here, the tower was in poor repair. Dangerous, even. When Duchess Alea Dufort assumed her father's duties a few years ago, she ordered a complete renovation of the structure. I'm sure she wanted to protect trade in Gonfalon Bay, but she spared no expense in rebuilding the lighthouse. you return, and with the idol. Place it here, and I shall call forth its light. Mother Kinnereth, this traveler has set right the desecration of this holy place. Return to us your blessing, and let your light shine over the land and sea. I cannot thank you enough. With the idol returned and the light restored, we can ensure the safe passage of many a weary traveler. Is there any way a priest— Shortly after the lighthouse was pillaged, I spied 3 ships on the horizon. Then suddenly, the clouds darkened, and a terrible storm began to blow in. I lost sight of the ships after that. Perhaps they were simply blown off course? Aminos is notorious for its storms, but Kinnereth generally blesses High Isle with fair weather. I wonder, the way the storm swept in seemed unnatural, and it happened so soon after Kinnereth's idol was removed. The idol has little value outside the lighthouse. Its light does not shine in any other location. My order believes Kinnereth's light blesses High Isle. Why steal the idol unless the knights meant to revoke her protection? A troubling thought indeed.
I hear these knights are robbing people and looting caravans. Hail, friend. Have you heard about the band of robber knights that waylaid travelers on the road to Gonfalon Bay? I came to High Isle to trade, but getting goods from the interior has become a roll of the dice. A rogue band that calls itself the Ascendant Order. I thought they were only active on the mainland, but they're here on High Isle. Rabble-rousers and troublemakers, if you ask me. And now, I hear they're looting caravans outside the city walls. Not specifically, but I saw some fancy-pants nobles giving the dockmaster grief. Missing ships could mean anything. Storms, pirates, poor winds, worthless navigators. Try Sergeant Dane over there. He's with the Sisters Guard and knows a lot.
How long today?
I'm off duty, newcomer. Got a complaint? Take it to one of the other guards. We police High Isle. Ships that haven't arrived yet aren't our problem. Besides, we've got our hands full with these so-called Ascendant Order Knights. They're stirring up trouble all across the island. Just that they're little more than well-armed bandits. They've been recruiting the poor to bolster their numbers. Now they're robbing caravans while claiming they fight for justice. Honest folk don't hide their faces behind helmets and masks. They're malcontents. They go on about how the high and mighty misuse their power by squabbling over the Ruby Throne. It started out small enough. defying authority, inciting riots, petty sabotage. But now they're hurting people. Something else, newcomer? I'd like to get back to my drink. Ordinary bandits, the Sisters' Guard can handle. But when we send enough guards to meet a company of Ascendant Order Ravagers, these faceless knights just melt away. And if we don't send enough guards, then our guards don't come back. Might as well be. Most knights proudly display their emblems. They wear the colors of their house and paint family crests on their shields. These Ascendant Order knights never remove their helms and bear no devices. They could be anybody.
Whether you're chasing gold... Stepping in from the weather, I see.
This is my spot. Find your own spot. Anything shiny. Look, this is the best spot. Albert used to have this spot, and now he's a knight. I bet he's eating meat pies and berry tarts right now. All I need to do is find something they want. The knights? They wear helms and carry no emblems, but their armor is knight armor. They asked Albert if he wanted to go with them. He's a knight now, too. Just need to find something they'll like. Something to show them I'm worthy.
You don't look like a salvager. Come to join up with those so-called knights who've been hanging around, did you? Pfeh, I'd rather go hungry than swear myself to the likes of them. Haven't seen anything sail by in the lock recently, and no new wreckage washed up today. But I've been keeping my head down. Those robber knights have been chasing off salvagers who won't promise to help them. They were recruiting, or at least offering the chance to earn a reward. They wanted people ready to haul in whatever came ashore. Several salvagers went with them. I wouldn't, though. What I find is mine. To a cave just down the beach. But I'd avoid it if I were you. Old Charbel nearly lost his head snooping around there. I don't know if they found what they were looking for, but I think they left a few knights behind to watch the shallows.
Good. You found my field office. I thought I'd keep an eye on the log while awaiting your report. My own investigations have turned up little about our missing ships. Tell me, did you uncover anything useful? Did the lighthouse keeper spot them? Darken the beacon? The locals revere that light. Who would dare offend Kinrith in such a way? Something is indeed wrong here. At least our missing ships reached these waters, but this storm worries me. Tell me more about the rogue knights. The Ascendant Order? Here? I heard rumors of knights troubling folk outside of town, but I had no idea they were the culprits. I've had dealings with the Order before. This doesn't bode well. Tell me, did you learn anything at the Shallows? It seems the Ascendant Order knew the ships would be wrecked, and they helped make sure by extinguishing the lighthouse beacon. They knew my cargo was coming to High Isle. This means the Fighters Guild and Mages Guild delegates are in danger too. Ah, you caught that, did you? My missing cargo is more delegates for the conference. Perhaps the most important ones. But I need you to check on the guild delegates right now. They went to visit a druid named Ravana. Her hut lies to the west. The Ascendant Order models itself after other knightly orders, but they're nothing but terrorists. They claim to stand against those who would subjugate the nations of Tamriel under imperial rule, but I suspect they plan to take power for themselves. They are well-funded and have a strong presence on the mainland. They proclaim a powerful message about greedy rulers and costly wars, but it's mostly rhetoric. Not that the common folk see that. Our conference makes a tempting target, I'm sure. Valencia of the Mages Guild is a dear friend. We shared a few adventures when she was starting out, and I called upon her when I needed help with a conference. She enchanted the invitation medallions the delegates require to attend the conference. I only met Guild General Quentin when he arrived. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders, but the war has cost him dearly. He lost his wife in a raid. I understand why the Fighters Guild chose to send him to the conference. Her name is Ravana. She's something of a local apothecary. She uses her skill with herbs and healing to help the folk of High Isle. With the conference delayed, Valencia was curious about druidic magic, so off she went. Quentin decided to tag along.
Greetings, traveler. Is there something I can do for you? Do you need a poultice or perhaps an herbal tea? Ah, yes. The curious mage and the stern warrior. They stopped by. When I mentioned that rogue knights had been making the countryside dangerous, they decided to investigate. I told them where I'd last seen the knights, and they set out at once. A clearing to the southwest. I'll mark the spot on your map. I saw a band of the knights gathering there the last time I went out to gather herbs. They forced me to retreat without them. I warned Valencia and Quentin it might be dangerous. We follow the old ways. Some call us priests of Ifre, but that is only part of our truth. We are children of the land, like the weird, guides and teachers to those who live in harmony with nature. People were not meant to bow before crowns of metal. Our people, the Breton people, went astray when they forgot the ways of nature. Stone walls and empty titles separate folk from the true way. We help them remember what their ancestors once knew. Some circles see it differently, of course. Circles are fellowships of like-minded druids. Each interprets Ifre's will differently, but druids of the same circle share common traditions and goals. I belong to the Stonelore Circle. We seek to teach others by the example of our work. Yes, travel far enough in the archipelago and you may meet druids of the Eldertide or Firesong circles. Although the Firesong rarely leave their island, and you should be wary of the Eldertide. They do not like city folk or mainlanders. Oh, you'll find druids throughout the Sisters Archipelago. Not too many on the mainland, though. Long ago, we druids left Tamriel and its troubles behind us. But here, our ancient ways survived. Our forebears among the Bretons believed civilization should live alongside nature, not tame it. In the early years of the Direni hegemony, they struggled for the soul of High Rock. They lost. Driven into exile, the Druids left to seek a place where they could live according to their beliefs. Their wanderings brought them to the Sisters. The followers of the Weird remained behind. They walked a different path than the Druids. The Weird are Breton witches. They follow teachings and practices that share a common ancestry with the Druids. Whereas we left the mainland, they remained behind to safeguard the forests of High Rock. We have more in common than we have differences. The biggest that you would notice is that the Weirds are all female, while we Druids accept all genders in our ranks. And we organize in circles of common beliefs, while the Weird Sisters form covens.
Over here. I could use some help. You're the one Lady Arabelle spoke to at the docks, aren't you? You volunteered to help investigate the ships that failed to reach port. It's good to see a friendly face, especially after General Quentin accompanied me to visit Druid Ravana. When she told us about rogue knights in the area, Quentin was eager to investigate. It was the Ascendant Order. They overpowered Quentin and knocked me senseless. They captured Quentin. I don't think so. The Ascendant Order was definitely trying to take us alive. That's the only reason I had the opportunity to throw up a shroud spell and avoid being captured myself. Did you come out here to find us? And Ravana told you where to find us. Good. Now, we must rescue Quentin. I may have a way to find where the Ascendant Order took him, but we should get to safety first. Meet me back at Druid Ravana's hut. No. We came upon them just as they were finishing an attack on a caravan. But I assume they recognized us or decided our station warranted capture rather than elimination. But you came with a warning, didn't you? What did you find out? Wrecked the ships? How in oblivion could they coordinate such a thing? Clearly, the Ascendant Order is aware of the plans for Lord Baccaro's conference. They're here in force and causing more trouble than we anticipated. If they recognized us as delegates, there's all sorts of ways they could hold that over the conference. If they just assume we're rich nobles, ransom is always an option. But who can really say what those helmeted bastards are thinking? Lady Arabelle and I had dealt with them on the mainland. The Order tried to stop the conference by striking at delegates before they even left Tamriel. We stopped them, but not before the previous guild delegate was killed. Then they appointed me. I came to talk to Ravana about arcane and related topics, and Quentin decided to tag along. When Ravana told us about rogue knights, I feared it might be the Ascendant Order. Quentin wanted to investigate. Turned out I was right.
I understand, Valencia. Do what you must to find your friend.
I owe you a debt of gratitude for coming to my aid. It seems once again that Lady Arabelle chose well. Now to see if I can find Guild General Quentin, and by extension, the rogue knights who carried him away. I enchanted the invitation medallions that each delegate carries, so I can trace my own magic to locate Quentin. Now let me see. They moved north and east, across the loch. I see a chapel, crypts, maybe abandoned? No question. Quentin is there. Lady Arabelle asked me to try as soon as we realized the ships were late. I wasn't able to make a connection with those medallions. Maybe they were too far away, or some other magic interfered with my scrying, but I wasn't able to detect anything. No, we need to return to Lady Arabelle and share this information. Then we can mount a rescue for Guild General Quentin. I'll meet you at Lady Arabelle's little pavilion. What she calls her field office, I believe.
That sounds like a Bane chapel, but only one medallion is there. Valencia apprised me of the situation. I believe I know the place where she thinks they're holding Quentin. It must be the crypts below a Bane chapel on the northern shore of the loch. Will you accompany us on this rescue mission, my dear? Smashing. This will be like that time I pulled General Gautier out of a Reach stronghold during the border raids of 566. Now that was an adventure. Anyway, it's too bad Valencia couldn't scry the locations of the other missing delegates. I suppose you've earned the truth, and you certainly deserve my complete confidence. The 3 ships carried High King Emmerich, Queen Irene, and Prince Ernskar, son of Yoren the Skald King. I dare say I've misplaced the leaders of Tamriel. I said you deserve the truth. Lord Bacaro invited the Alliance leaders here for peace talks. He hopes to end the Three Banners War. If we find Quentin with the Ascendant Order, we may find our missing royals. Meet me at the chapel north of the loch. We'll rendezvous at a Bane chapel on the north side of the loch. I've already sent an operative ahead to scout the area. Be prepared to defend yourself. The Ascendant Order won't give up Guild General Quentin without a fight. Whatever the situation, I won't abandon Quentin to his fate. Oh, that's good. Let me write that down. Besides, we have to risk it. Both to save Quentin and to see if we can learn anything about the missing Alliance leaders. We know their medallions aren't there, but they could have lost them at sea. Regardless, if the Ascendant Order uses the chapel as a hideout, we may learn something about their plans. Or a clue as to where to search for the Alliance leaders, perhaps. Not a student of politics, my dear. I understand completely. They're the leaders of the Alliances vying for the Ruby Throne. Well, Irene and Emmerich lead 2 of the Alliances. Ernskar is the son of Yoren the Skald King, who leads the 3rd. You poor dear. You must pay more attention to current events. Queen Irene leads the Aldmeri Dominion, High King Emmerich the Daggerfall Covenant, and Prince Ernskar represents the Ebonheart Pact, the opponents in the aptly named Three Banners War. It's complicated, The Ruby Throne sits vacant, and the Tamrielic Empire lacks an emperor. None of the alliances can stomach the idea that one of the others might win the throne. It's a wonder Bacaro and I got them to agree to these peace talks.
There. It's open. Got any more locks you need picked? How about you, Valencia?
I think not, thank you.
Now's not the time, Jakan. Let's see what awaits us down in the crypts.
Hey, good looking. Didn't expect to see me turn up again? Guess Lady Arabelle's got more for me to do than stand around on a street corner looking pretty. She calls me her operative. Indentured servant is more like it. Valencia? Poor girl's smitten with me. She can't help it. And who am I to break her heart? So I flirt a little, just in case she's looking for an excuse to finally agree to my advances.
I can't pinpoint the exact location of Quentin's medallion. He could be anywhere in here.
I'll scout ahead. Maybe someone should watch the door in case anyone follows us.
I'll keep watch. Be careful.
Aw, I knew you cared.
Quentin is our priority, but keep your eyes open. Who knows what the Ascendant Order left lying about? Ascendant Order propaganda. Don't be taken in. They are not as benevolent as they want you to think. No sign of Quentin yet, though. We should keep going. The Ascendant Order has the captains of our missing ships. But where are the Alliance leaders? First things first, clear the path to the South Crypts, please. We must rescue the captains and hope that Quentin is with them.
Lady Arabelle.
Colleen, Zaji, Zuzo. Thank the Divines you're all right. But where are the delegates?
Apologies, my lady. We lost our charges.
Zaji is not all right. Not to spoil the reunion, but we're about to get company.
Jakan, free the captains. Friend, keep the Ascendant Order at bay. Buy us some time.
Stupid thing won't... Wait, got it!
Collect Valencia and get the captains to safety, Jakan. We'll find Quentin.
The Knights took Quentin away not long ago. I think they're questioning him now.
Then we must hurry. Come, my friend. Down there. It's Quentin. Let's listen and try to figure out what's going on.
A new age of peace is upon. An age of free people, standing together, not needing the distant thrones.
I am with you. How can I help?
The Order is trying to recruit Quentin? We have to put a stop to this. I don't know what to make of that.
Here is your chance, Quentin. Stop these fools and strike a blow for the people.
I'm sorry, Lady Arabelle, but I have made my choice.
For the Ascendant
Do
Order!
what we must. We can't allow the General to stop us. I'm sorry it came to that, but well fought, my friend. Let's speak outside. I didn't expect Guild General Quentin to turn on us, and I certainly didn't desire his death. It seems sympathy for the Ascendant Order is more widespread than I knew. We must be cautious, particularly with whom we choose to trust going forward. Do I expect it? No. But that doesn't mean we should let our guard down. This venture wasn't a complete failure, though. We rescued the captains of our missing ships. We need to find out what happened at sea and what befell the Alliance leaders. To Mandrake Manor, my home in Gonfalon Bay. I'll mark it on your map. Jacan Valencia and I have been using my townhouse as a base of operations. I'm confident that it is as safe from the Ascended Order as any other location we might... Oh, the name comes from a book I'm rather fond of. I bought the manor to serve as my home in retirement, and I keep a few mementos of my career there. Meet me there, my dear, and we'll see what our rescued captains have to say.